Right now, we start off with Chris. Chris, snow hitting parts of the area. Where are you particularly concerned about right now?
Well, I'll tell you what, Melissa, the Toledo Metro is a mess across the area. Really slushy, sloppy roads. Came in like a really good thump of snow right around 1 to 2 o'clock and has continued through the early part of the evening drive. And here's that light snow that continues to come down. I do expect most of the accumulating snow here in the Toledo Metro has already fallen for the next several hours. East wind 13 miles per hour. We're at 34 degrees. Still snowing across all of southern Michigan. Rain beginning to work in down to the south, and I have less of a concern south towards Findlay, where much of the afternoon and evening it's been reporting wet roadways, a little bit of sloppy snow that has been reported. You get to about Bowling Green, so we're in around Route 6. It gets a little bit more sloppy and slushy, but here in the Toledo Metro, the roadways have been very treacherous across the area. That blitz of snow that came down very heavily, and we could show you toward 475 Salisbury Road. This was snow covered just about 30 minutes ago. A really tricky spot on 475. You know what I'm talking about. It gets really tight with those two lanes there. So do keep that in mind. Slow travel if you're going to be expecting someone home from dinner tonight. This is around Airport Highway. A little bit of improvement as the snow is lightened up, but we get north toward the state line, and things are going to be icy and slippery as that ODOT camera looks to come into focus in the next few moments. I'm going to go through this hour by hour as rain begins to lift to the north. I do expect it will turn over to rain, so a little different. As we go after dark, it's actually going to warm up, and we will see the accumulating snow come to an end, but it is going to turn downright windy tonight as those rain and snow showers wrap up. Could get wind gusts to 60 miles per hour. For more on that, we've got team coverage. We'll send it over to meteorologist John Burchfield. And John, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, nothing to mess around with.
Yeah, those winds will be substantial and could be enough to cause instances of damage as well as even power outages. Chris, we're going to shift the focus from the snow to the wind overnight tonight. Those 60 mile per hour gusts are going to be the strongest to the southeast of the Maumee River. Areas like Fremont, Tiffin, and Upper Sandusky, that is where the winds are likely to be the strongest. Also right along the Lake Erie shoreline, the most potent winds are expected. We're going to hone in on the areas that could see the greatest wind gust potential. Locations from Sandusky back towards Norwalk, 60 mile per hour gusts are possible. And due to winds of that intensity, there is the chance we see tree damage, even minor structural damage, and several power outages as a result. Even if you're not in that pink shaded region, along and northwest of the I-75 corridor, winds may still be in the ballpark of 50 to 55 miles an hour. Let's pinpoint the hour by hour timing. This evening and overnight tonight, we are going to see the winds gradually ramp up. There could be some winds of 50 miles an hour plus overnight tonight. The worst of the wind is likely to occur early Saturday, and you'll notice southeast, there's a few spots that do come close to 60 miles an hour. These winds gradually subside into your Saturday afternoon and evening, and that is when we'll start to see some improvements in conditions, but it is expected to be blustery and messy for conditions tomorrow.
Yeah, John, no doubt about that one. Through the afternoon, those tricky travel conditions will still persist. And John, we still have much more to talk about with the bitter cold that's going to be arriving as well.
Yeah, certainly the 10-day forecast is looking cold. And keep in mind also the blowing snow potential tomorrow, even with the lighter snow showers blowing around in the wind, could reduce visibility.
Yeah, it may only be an inch or so of snow through the day tomorrow, perhaps even less than that. But with those wind gusts, it will create tricky travel spots. Meteorologist John Burchfield, appreciate that update. We are going to talk this bitter cold weather that is going to return into the weekend, Sunday, Monday, and beyond. We'll have more on that in your 10-day forecast coming up. But roadways quite slippery. We'll send it over to Jeff for an update on that.
Check the roads out at this hour, Chris, right after the 5 o'clock hour, of course, getting into the rush hour part of the day. And let's get a look at the roads as we see them. We have had a couple of trouble spots throughout the afternoon hours. And right now, as you see, it is slow going on the interstate system. In fact, some of the major thoroughfares around the loop, the belt around Toledo 475, you're seeing slow go traffic, especially up there to the north, 475 westbound that connects right there in Sylvania. You see some slow going all the way down to about US 24 down in Maumee, some slow going as well. We'll keep you posted on any other trouble spots. Of course, we want to get a bird's eye view from here, but we want to get down on the ground, not our consumer alert. No. We're checking the roadways with TaTiana Cash. She is out of the roads in Defender. TaTiana, where are you? What are you seeing?
Well, Jeff, right now here are on I-75 in Michigan, just passing by, I do believe that's about to be exit 6. The good news is I'm going to take a look because, well, it's nice to look at me. You need to look at these roadways. Some folks are actually turning on their hazards because we are actually reducing our speeds here in Defender. We're going about 45 miles per hour, and honestly, we're not in a rush, and neither should any of our counterparts here on the road. Notice that we have definitely decreased our speed and increased our space between us and fellow drivers. We've got semis who are a little bit faster. It feels like whizzing by, but honestly, they're trying to just get to where they need to go. My suggestion, of course, because of these slick, slippery conditions, while it is easy to go along the roadways, you could be likely hydroplaning, so definitely reduce those speeds. Of course, be aware of what's going on around you, and if you don't have to be out on the roadways today, my suggestion, don't, because it's crowded, because we're going slow. They're taking our time, you know, slow and steady, definitely. So this is exit 9. I believe we might want to get off, maybe turn around, or we're going to try and continue to go and see how things are going. I'll continue to talk in with photojournalist Cheyenne Castro about what exactly we're doing, but what I can tell you right now is definitely a lot of slow go out here on the roadways because folks are taking their time. It is not an easy commute. So again, if you don't have to be out on the roadways, choose not to. I'll continue, of course, to keep an eye on the roadways, let you know if I see any other problem spots, but right now send it back to you in the studio. TaTiana Cash, WTOL 11.
Right now, let's get a look at the snow emergencies in the area. As you can see, they are starting to trickle in. Lucas, Wood, and Sandusky counties are at a level 1 snow emergency. Williams County is under a level 2.
And with the expected high winds, there is a chance we could see power outages. In fact, we're already seeing some of those in the area right now. I know that's hard to see as far as where we're zoomed in, but I can tell you right here and now, we have got power outages in Swanton. We've also got power outages just to the north of Delta, about 100 customers there. And in the Toledo metro area, just scattered outages at this point. The real concern right now is when that wind does arrive. The latest updates on weather is right at your fingertips. All you have to do is download our WTOL 11 weather app. Our team of meteorologists will send those updates to you to keep you in the know.